What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to TDPHINSTALK, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. Yes, we are live coming up on the 1 p.m. hour here on Tuesday. Listen, man, we're almost halfway through the week, and this is your official off season. We got some more good streams coming your way. I'm so sorry about last night. Looks like I had to replace a major cord for my camera since the little ones love getting under my desk and tying themselves up in the cords. We had a cord that broke last night, so I had to replace the cord with the new one. All right, so I finally got that done, but it's all good, man. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button on the way in. We are about to talk our 4th round pick wide receiver Eric Ezukanma. Hopefully I'm still pronouncing that correctly. It's still going to take some time for me to get used to it, but we're going to talk about everything there is to know about the kid, how we came about drafting him, what he's going to bring to the table. So get ready for it. Make sure that you punch that like button on your way in the building. Before we do, check in. What's up, Estefan? I see you in here, homie. Fins up. I see everybody coming in. The Bus Stop Media ENT in the building. What's good with you? Adam Padilla, Andres Negron, I believe, podcast, Shag Fins. I thank all y'all for coming through, hanging out with me today. Thought this was an interview. LOL. Is the title really misleading? Meet Miami Dolphins' newest wide receiver, Eric Ezukanma, the real. I guess that does sound like an interview when I say meet. If I remove the word meet, maybe it won't seem like it's an interview. Maybe that's what I need to do. When the video's over, I'll remove the word meet, because my haters are gonna be like, oh, clickbait. Didn't say I was interviewing them, but I get it. All right. But again, punch that like button. What's up, James? I see you, man. I appreciate you, homie. EM Baller in the house. I see everybody coming in now. Make sure you hit that like button on your way in once again. I just got through watching Miami Sports Music, Clock Blockers, Stephen D's morning show. Great fun over there this morning. Just enjoying the guys going back and forth. Carla said, this is a good draft choice for our new scheme. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I'm excited to talk about it too. This is going to be real fun. Doing my research. This is going to be really fun. All right. I want to give a special shout out to a website, Fin Fanatic. I want to give a special shout out to Fin Fanatic. Why am I shouting out Fin Fanatic? Here's why, ladies and gentlemen. I used to tell y'all in like my first 2 years doing this channel, I used to tell y'all all the time, I'm your hard work. I'm the guy that does all the work for you. You know, Dolphin fans, they're like, oh my gosh, there's content everywhere now. You know, you got 30 different article writers, you got 15 different YouTubers, you know, all of them saying different things, blah, blah, blah. And I used to tell you all that I'm your work. And what I mean by I'm your work, I try to watch a little bit of everybody. I try to read almost every article. I try to read everything that the beat writers put out. I stay in tune with what the Miami Dolphins put out, all of the press briefings and everything. Okay. And the reason why I want to shout out Fin Fanatic is because yesterday I had one of my subscribers hit me up on Instagram on IG, and they said, bro, are you and Fin Fanatic connected? Because you both you did a YouTube show yesterday, and then Fin Fanatic released some stuff saying the exact same thing. And I said I haven't been in contact with Fin Fanatic. So I haven't really reached out to him or anything like that. But it looks like they do their research if we're saying similar things, because I get my information from every source there is. All of the outlets, all of the information, if it's factual with the quotation and the name behind it, I read it. Okay. And I stay tuned with everything. But one thing I will tell you that I did notice, some of the better articles to read, even for me, they do come from Fin Fanatic. I'm just giving a shot. I have no relation to Fin Fanatic. They ain't paying me to say this. I don't really even know who's over there running that. And the sad thing is, I probably do. They'll be like, it's me. Oh, my bad. You know, because I know so many people in the Dolphin community now that they all tend to run together. So whenever I hear like a name of a show or something, I just say, yeah, I know them, even though I don't know if I do, because I don't want anybody feeling bad. And whoever's running Fin Fanatic over there, good job, because every time I come across one of their articles, it's grade A content that I could actually use. It's grade A research that I could actually use. It's not to say everybody else's is, and I read everybody's, okay? It's actually, there's names attached to it, quotations, you know, not the fake stuff. And then anything that's opinionated, you can tell it's opinionated. You know, so at the end of the day, I don't know anything about them, but salute to Fin Fanatic because I love their articles. Especially today, whenever I went to go look up Eric Ezukanma, you know, they had some great articles put together that helped me get a better picture of them. Plus, you know, I did some research on some other things too. But just shout out to Fin Fanatic, the website. If anybody know them, to let them know TD gave them a shout out because they have good content. And one of my subs was saying, "Are y'all connected?" Because y'all, they obviously do their research. They are obviously put out great content. And again, this isn't a knock on any other. I'm not trying to say any other writers or websites aren't on it. I'm just speaking from somebody who looks at it all every single day, to where I feel like I can give an opinion on some of the better articles out there. So I just want to say that. All right. So again, shout out Fin Fanatic, man. Anywho, let's go ahead and get started. Again, punch that like button on your way in. Here we go. Eric Ezukanma. Ladies and gentlemen, Eric Ezukanma, Texas Tech wide receiver. I'm excited about this kid. A lot of people, you know, we already have wide receivers. No, this is the future. This was a pick that we brought in for the future, and we're hoping that he turns out to be a great receiver so that we can get off some of the big contracts later down the road so we can sustain this Super Bowl winning team that we're about to have. We can keep it going. Okay? That's the goal at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, is to keep it going. So I like this pick, okay? So let's dive in a little bit about Eric Ezukanma. First of all, he went to Texas Tech, wide receiver. He led the team in receiving for 3 years in a row. Now, if you know anything about Texas Tech, they've always tend to be a passing team, airing it out all over the field. At least that's whenever I first started watching them back in the day. They were nothing but a passing team. That was pretty much what their identity was. And he led the team for 3 years straight in passing. In his college career, he had 138 receptions, 2,165 yards. He averaged 15.7 yards per catch. He had 15 touchdowns as well. Okay, now he's what I call a COVID collegiate. If you know what collegiate is, it's the college level, okay? COVID collegiate. His prime in school was during COVID, okay? So they didn't have 13 game seasons all the time, 14, you know what I mean? Like most seasons, in the Big 12, they had like 10 games and stuff during COVID. So he had put up some impressive numbers during that time. So when people say, 138 receptions in 3 years, remember, these aren't full seasons. These are reduced games as well. But it was still impressive, okay? One thing I want to say before we even get started, I want to go ahead and get the unfortunate news out of the way with Eric Ezukanma. It actually ain't unfortunate for him, okay? It's not unfortunate for him. The unfortunate news is Preston Williams is now on the clock, ladies and gentlemen. Preston Wilson is now on the clock. Okay? So at the end of the day, Preston Wilson sure as heck better come to camp and ball out because he is on the clock. He is definitely on the clock at this point. This kid can easily come and replace him, and he likely will because he was actually drafted. Okay? But we'll see how that goes. But Preston is the guy that you got to look out for. Man, I love Preston's upside. It's just, gosh, man, you just can't stay healthy. When you're on the field, I feel like you got a shot. Like Lynn on me. I feel like you got a shot. Let's see that little paint specks from the spray paint bottle. Anyway, he can ball out, just needs to stay healthy. But Kenny, hasn't it been like 3 seasons now? It is what it is at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, okay? Now, I want to talk about real quick how we came about getting Eric Ezukanma. This was a guy that probably wasn't on our radar, but all of a sudden got on our radar because of yours truly, Wes Welker, ladies and gentlemen. So if you like Eric Ezukanma in his game, thank Wes Welker, okay? According to Mike McDaniel and Chris Greer, Wes Welker was sent to Texas Tech to watch their pro day, okay? Welker fell in love with Ezukanma. He fell in love with him so much that he pestered, they used the word pestered, general manager and head coach Chris Greer and Mike McDaniel throughout the draft process. And there he was in the 4th round, still available, and Miami Dolphins snatched him up. Now, I did some research. There were other teams that were looking at Ezukanma, like the Kansas City Chiefs. If I'm not mistaken, he was on their big board as well for a day 3 pick, 4th, 5th, or 6th round. And especially with them trying to find a guy to take over that type of role for Tyreek Hill, the Deebo Samuels type role deal, they were looking at him as well. He was one of their draft prospects, and we brought him in for a visit. We liked what we saw, and when the pick came, they went ahead and made Wes Welker happy. And there you have it, all right? Welker capping for his school, LOL. I'm sure Eric is good, but who knows? No. You can look at the intangibles and know that this kid was a good pickup, though. So don't get me wrong, he went out to his school, but this was a good pickup. He got it right with this one, but only time will tell, right? Time will tell. Let's talk about what he did in college in his let's talk about his football career. How you know you have a baller, okay? This kid, he basically got a lot of respect in school, okay? And again, shout out to Fin Fanatic putting that great article together. He got a lot of respect in school. He was all Big 12 team multiple times, and that is an honor voted on by the coaches in the conference. This isn't a player or fan vote. This is straight up the other coaches that go against you every week. They actually voted him all Big 12 team multiple times, all right? He was first team all conference in 2020 with 46 receptions, 748 yards, which was 16.3 yards a catch, and 6 touchdowns in 10 games. 10 games, ladies and gentlemen. In an NFL career, that's basically a 1,400-yard receiver. And doing it in about 70 receptions. That's some Debo type stuff right there. 70 receptions with 1,400 yards, that's some Debo type stuff. And 6 touchdowns, which project him out probably to be around 9 to 10 in a 17-game season. Now, this is collegiate. This is college, okay? It's not the NFL, but he put the numbers up, ladies and gentlemen, even in college, all right? Now, in 2021, he was second team all Big 12 with 48 receptions, 705 yards, 14.7 per catch, and 4 touchdowns. In 2021, he was also named team captain his last year. Now, here's where, man, you got to get a kid respect. In 2019, as a freshman, he was named team captain as a freshman in the team captain circle. As a freshman, y'all. As a freshman. Come on, it don't get no better than that. That's a day one guy coming in, putting his head down, going to work, leading by example, and balling out. All right? Now, also, he received first team all-state honors in high school, first in the NFL, and he's the first kid from his high school to enter the NFL, and his high school is fairly new. It opened in 2009. Okay? So this kid's been balling ever since middle school, high school, probably, to end up being an all-state honors and first teamer in high school. This kid's been balling since day one, all right? He brings size, speed, and ball skills to the table. He does run a 4.53. He's not the burner guy, but 4.53 to be a 6'3", 220-pound wide receiver. And first of all, let me say this as well. He was one of the largest receivers in the entire draft. He's a big boy. And I ain't talking about chunky big or overweight. He's tall. He is 6'3", 220 pounds. One of the largest receivers in the draft, but he still runs a 4.5. Somebody with his makeup would run like a 4.57, 4.5, 4.6. He runs a 4.53 in the 40. That's good moving speed. It's not burner speed, but that's where all his intangibles comes in. See, this is a kid who can do everything on the field, and I told y'all this before. As I continue to look at some of the film on him and I continue to study him, he can be utilized in any role. I mean, some of the big highlighted things that he can do, the bubble screens. He's excellent in the bubble screens. Jet sweeps. See, we already sounding like Debo over here. Go routes. 50-50 balls. He's your Devontae Parker in the 50-50 balls. But I'm not using Devontae Parker in no bubble screen. I'm not using Devontae Parker on no jet sweep. But this guy can be used in that capacity. Plus, he brings the 50-50. And I'm not talking about a drop-off from Parker. Well, Parker was elite on the 50-50. He's not as elite as Parker, but he can do it. No, this guy got hands like no other. He has hands like no other. All right? Also, he's hard to tackle. I already told you, 6'3", 220 pounds. He's hard to tackle. When you watch the film, he breaks tackles. He's very physical. And you know what? Yak all day. Yak all day. Yards after the catch all day. Yards after the catch all day. Yards after contact all day. Yards after contact all day. He's a yak too. He's a yak too. See, most people, he gets yak. That's yards after the catch. That's what Waddle get. That's what Tyreek get a little of. But he's a yak too. That's yards after the catch and yards after the contact. Tyreek ain't getting yards after the contact. Waddle ain't getting yards after the contact like that. And to have a guy like that, we got a yak 2, ladies and gentlemen. That's what Debo is. A yak 2. Yards after the catch and yards after the contact. They're rare in the league. They're rare. Yak 2s are rare. Those are your guys. Those are the guys. It don't matter. And I ain't trying to breathe down on nobody, but put Waddle as the X, or no, put any of them. Waddle or Tyreek at the line of scrimmage on the line in a bump and run situation. If a good jam get put on them, you won. Hopefully they can use their speed and agility on that first move to kill you with it, but that's what you got to rely on. A guy like this, put me on the line, off the line, it don't matter. Yak 2s, they're rare. A.J. Brown is a Yak 2. Yak 2s are rare. They could do both. Yards after the catch and yards after the contact. That's why it's important that if they can develop this kid, and this is the perfect prototype to develop. They're generational players. You don't know what you're going to get. This kid can flame out and be nothing, but you don't know because he could be everything. That's why I love this pick. That's why, Wes Welker, you're on the clock. See, it's moves like this that get Wes Welker the offensive coordinator position eventually somewhere. You turn this kid into that dude, he come out and he put up Debo type performances in a year or two. Wes Welker. You obviously can identify talent. You obviously coached them up in San Francisco. You came to Miami, coached them up, and identified. Now it's time for you to take the next step. Wes Welker riding on this one. He riding on this one, and I'm interested to see how it goes. Because if he gives us a Yak 2 guy, and he turns out to be that dude to where we can move on from Tyreek 2 years from now and not miss a beat, yeah, he deserves to be the OC somewhere. And maybe that means our current OC gets promoted to a head coach somewhere and Wes Welker becomes the official OC. I don't know. I'm just saying. That's how things work. These are where coaches make their living. This is a Wes Welker pick to have an opportunity to be elevated to the next level if it works out. And you're going to have your hands directly on them. So let's see you coach. Let's see you coach. See, sometimes coaches have these projects like this where they say, you've been doing well. Now, this is your opportunity to take the next step in your career. We're going to draft somebody you want. We want to see you develop them and turn them into a great player. You got 2 years to do it. We got Tyreek Hill. Replace him. If you don't replace him, hey, you failed. You failed the mission. If you replace him, time for you to get promoted. We'll see how it works out. Wes Welker on the clock as far as his next step. All right. So, man, this kid just has it all. He's also a special teams player, so he's going to get time. He's going to get playing time off the rip. He probably going to make the 53. He's probably going to make the 53 at the low end of the wide receiver room. Number 6, something like that. Matter of fact, y'all help me. Go through the receivers with me. We got Tyreek 1, Waddle 2, Cedric Wilson. I know I'm going to miss somebody like a crazy. Cedric Wilson, Bowden. Who else would jump this kid day one? He might be the number 5 on the depth chart right now. I know they ain't gonna list him as 5, but he might be number 5. Yeah, Williams is 6. Because I'm gonna be honest, I put this kid ahead of Williams already. I put him ahead of Preston Williams already. I put this kid ahead of Preston Williams already. Preston Williams can stay healthy for number 1. And number 2, what has he really done in this league but catch some go routes? Let's be honest. What has he really done in this league other than catch a few go routes? This kid is already number 5 on the depth chart. And truth be told, Bowden, who is a phenomenal talent, but he better show up. Because this kid's size and breaking tackle ability and stuff like that could leapfrog Bowden. He could leapfrog Bowden. No. Hold on. As far as I care, Cedric Wilson better watch out. As far as I'm concerned, Cedric Wilson better watch out. That's real talk. I don't even see none of these guys really having a clear advantage. Cedric Wilson better watch out. Because Tyreek or Waddle will be on the outside, interchangeable. Waddle's on the outside, Tyreek in the slot. Tyreek outside, Waddle in the slot. But that other receiver spot is wide open for Cedric Wilson, Preston, or what's his name? Eric Ezukanma or Bowden. I'm telling you, man, this is gonna be a camp battle, and I love it. And don't come to camp hurt, and don't get hurt in camp, or you moving down. Especially not you, Preston. You get hurt, you just done. You better be done. That don't make no sense. When you think about it, it makes sense now. Woo. Another thing, this kid trained with Patrick Mahomes. They've been working out together. He gave Eric some advice. And basically, to sum up the advice that Patrick Mahomes gave the kid was just be a sponge. Be the first one in the meeting room. Have your pen and paper, soak it all up. Just be in the front of the line in everything that you do so that they can see that you're hungry, the entire time. So I love it, man. I love it. And I also love that he said he wants to get with Tua as soon as possible, run as many routes as he want him to. And let me pause for a second and elaborate on that, because I hope Tua heard that. And here's why. Eric Ezukanma is the type of guy that can help Tua as well. Let me explain that to y'all, because some of my haters will be like, oh, you trying to say? No. I'm not trying to say this kid is gonna be his savior or nothing like that. Tua can save him. But let me explain this to y'all. It's guys like Eric. See, Tyreek ain't gonna have no impact on you one way or the other. Matter of fact, Tyreek can hurt you more than he can help you, Tua. Because if you ain't putting up the numbers that that Mahomes had with him, that could actually hurt you. Same thing with Waddle. People know what they have. We already have a baseline. It's going to be hard for Waddle to get the numbers that he had because he's not going to be the main target anymore. It's guys like Eric who you should grab right away. Get a good connection. Get some chemistry, because Tyreek going to do his job. Waddle going to do his job. But with Eric coming there on those few reps, you want to look sharp with him. You want to show that no matter who's in this game, I got it. And on top of that, he's more likely to grow with you in your career. A guy like him, Waddle is going to run all the routes, but you got to throw a perfect ball to Waddle. Waddle going to get open, and it may not be the greatest separation, but are you even going to throw it? We already know what the issues have been with hesitating to throw in tight coverage. And Waddle ain't the type of guy that is going to always win tight coverage. Neither is Tyreek. We all banking on them just not having tight coverage, just beating their guy. But that ain't always the case in the NFL. Go watch Tyreek Hill film. You'll see he don't beat everybody. He ain't out there just wide open on every play. There are plays he's getting great coverage on them where you can't throw to him. Just like Waddle at times. But Eric is the type of guy that you could throw the 50-50 up to still. He's a reliable, he does everything. That's the type of guy that you want to elevate with you. Bring his game to the next level as he becomes a reliable option for you long-term and in the future. Because you will not always have Tyreek and Waddle. Them contracts is not likely to always have them. You won't always have them. And not to even mention injuries. You have to. You have to. TD Tyreek Hill has 124 yards over 3 games against Buffalo, and that's with Mahomes. Are you saying combined or each game? So I mean, I don't know what you're saying, because I don't know the history against Buffalo for them. So is that combined or each game? Tyreek got open a lot of passes after Mahomes ran around buying time. Tua can't do that. And I don't want to make this about Tua and all of the Tyreek stuff, but that is one of the most underrated things, Scott Jackson, that nobody seems to understand. Tyreek Hill got a lot of his success from Mahomes extending plays, running loose and running wild and just throwing it up, and Tyreek out there 60 yards. I mean, that can't be understated. People need to understand that. They need to understand that. Combined. Well, so Buffalo shut Tyreek down. So that's 41.3 yards per game against Buffalo in the last 3 years with Mahomes. Well, the last 3 games, and that's with Mahomes. Listen, I already know. Because I'm gonna do a stream at some point talking about our future and evaluating these other teams. But we'll break it all down, man. Some of them real talks are gonna happen real soon. Last thing though, on Eric Ezukanma that I want to talk about is this is a humble kid who's a hard worker. Hearing a little bit of his story, he's Nigerian. His mom is a full-time nurse who works pretty much 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. almost every day. And he has 6 siblings, so he's one of 7 kids, and his mom worked really hard doing it all. It sounds like by herself. I didn't hear any other contributions other than the mom doing it herself. And I think he said he gets a lot of that grind from her. So it's always good to hear stories like that where you have a son or something that can come and maybe now be able to bless his mom in ways that he never dreamed that he could and reach this point. So I love whenever I hear things of that nature. Somebody who changes their family's life. Because if you got 7 kids and you're a full-time nurse trying to, continue to provide for your kids, you're not rich, you're not wealthy, or you wouldn't, be a nurse. So I always love hearing whenever a kid can make it to the league and, maybe, make the type of money that could potentially change his family's life. And again, the 4th round pick, it ain't crazy money, but it still changes your life. It still changes your life. His first contract is going to be what many people, it take them 20 years to make. $1 million is $50,000 a year for 20 years. So that's still a game changer. I mean, I know Uncle Sam, so let's just say 600,000 for him if he got a good tax people. But anyway, y'all know how they go. But I always love that. Started from the bottom, and hopefully he's here. I always want to see you rise. That's why there's one specific player on this team. I'm not going to say he's my favorite player, but he's top 3 only because you started from the bottom. Now you're here. I want to see if y'all know who that is. Put it in the comment section. One of my favorite players on the team. And the only hint you get is started from the bottom. Now you're here. Come on. I know y'all got it. Put it in the comment section. Come on. There we go. Devin Sr. got it. Anthony got it. Devin Sr. and Anthony. Robin got it. Tony got it. Sylvester got it. Jabrone got it. Von Joe. What's up, Von Joe? Nick Needham, man. I just love people like that. Undrafted. Who are you? You know what I mean? They go EM. Hey, I was just finna say something about EM with Nick Needham, and he show up, and now I can't do it. Now I'm gonna do it. But let me tell y'all why. Because it's like the Dwayne Wade situation, coming in. Yeah, he was that dude, but he still wouldn't revere with Carmelo, LeBron, and all of them, right? So I'll never forget, this is going on 3 years now, right? EM, if I'm not mistaken, when Flores was first hired, we got rid of everybody and all the good players we put on IR. We had all the bums working on the team, people that worked in the, I mean, you ain't bums, but you grocery store and trash sanitation workers, right? We called them that religiously. I said, let's see what we can do with all the sanitation workers. And I'll never forget, EM kept saying, Nick Needham's that dude, man. He's going to be good, blah, blah, blah. And I was the first one. Yeah. Well, I don't count that, EM. I don't count that, EM. Earn the right for me to remember your name. Who? Nick, what? Earn the right for me to remember. I had a rule. I still kind of had a rule. Earn your right for me to remember your name. Other than that, stop complaining about me pronouncing somebody's name wrong. Earn your right for me to remember it. I ain't got the time and energy to try to get it right, and it ain't disrespectful in my eyes, so it is what it is. And I'll never forget, man, that year we were trash at the beginning of the year. We had got rid of all our good players, and EM just kept on beating the table for Nick Needham. And I'm like, oh, here we go again. He out there getting burnt, EM, because that first half of the year, he was getting burnt. I'm like, oh, your boy getting burnt, EM. Oh, Needham getting burnt. He was getting toasted in the first few reps. And every week, it was like, he still got toasted, but not as bad. Oh, he made a little play here and there. Still ain't that dude. Oh, Nick Needham's starting to come on a little. But, yeah, I mean, it is what it is. He getting playing time, Broke clock right twice a day, Ooh, Needham playing some good football. But, once they start bringing the players in next year, he ain't going to, be nobody. And by the end of the season, I was like, Nick Needham's a solid guy that could be a backup on this team, maybe if they continue to develop him. Bam. And I still wasn't impressed. Next year came in. Nick Needham, okay. Look at little Nick Needham. Oh, Nick Needham got a little. Oh, look at Nick. Okay. Oh my God, Noah. And Noah was Noah Iguodala was the greatest thing to ever happen to Nick Needham. Noah Iguodala was the greatest thing to happen to Nick Needham because it helped us realize how much we like Nick Needham. Okay. Oh my gosh. And I'll tell y'all, 2 years ago, I grew an appreciation for Nick Needham. And I said, you know what? He's a good corner. Does he need to be out on the boundary as a backup? But in that slot, I say get a kid an opportunity to start. Then they brought in Coleman or whatever. And sure enough, he belongs now. Nick Needham is a Dolphin. Nick Needham is a Dolphin. And they need to stop the tender stuff. And next year, hopefully he comes out this year and shows them that I can continue to play on this level, because they need to go ahead and give him his real contract extension in the middle of the season. Come out this year, Nick Needham, show him that you can continue to play on that level in the slot and help out on the outside here and there. Get that man his payday. And I'll never forget, last year I went to training camp. In that training camp, man, when practice was over every day, everybody would be going inside the shower and leave, or some of the linemen always went in the inside field to work. But Nick Needham, one of the few. There was always different few every day, but Nick Needham was always out there chopping it, catching balls, chopping it, just always doing something extra at the practice, working on his craft. And I see why it pays off, because he puts the work in. When practice over, it ain't over for him. He's out there working, trying to be better at his craft, and he's become a sound corner in the NFL. And you got to respect that, man. You got to respect that. I love that about him. And this year, I think this is his year right here, man. This is his year to show that he belongs. That way he can get that next deal. It ain't got to be super rich, but it'll be enough for him to feel like he's achieved. He's broken through the odds of being an undrafted free agent. Salute to Nick Needham. That's your guy, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Anywho, And salute to EM from seeing it from day one. He really did. He saw it from day one. So we'll see how this goes. But again, Eric Ezukanma, welcome to Miami. We wish you the best of luck. Now, I know I said all that stuff and I didn't say any cons. I didn't say any cons about the kid, and you know me, I'm going to find something that you need to work on and tell you this is what we need to look out for. So here's the con for this kid. I'm sorry. I couldn't find it. I couldn't find it. Maybe it's blocking. I mean, I couldn't find any information on his blocking skills. That's the only thing I need to question to see if he's good at that. Because if he's good at that, God dog. But can somebody help me? Can somebody help me? Can somebody help me? Oh, route running? Route running? Is that's what it is? Is that what he needs to be better at? Let me ask y'all a question. How do y'all like Deebo Samuel's route running? Just curious. How do y'all like Deebo Samuel's route running? Is Deebo Samuel's a great route runner? Huh? Let me see what y'all think. It's always guys like that. They typically aren't good route runners, like the crisp route runners. The reason why they're typically not the crisp route runners, because they don't need to be. Because they don't need to be. They got hands, they get the 50-50s, and they're what you call your drifters. I'm going to run my route. It ain't going to be the clearest, but when you put it my way, if you put it in the right place, it's me versus them. And that's where I make my living. But we can always desire you to be a great route runner. But remember this too, ladies and gentlemen. When you run a 4-5 something, it's hard to be an elite route runner. Because usually speed is what also makes routes dangerous. It's like you're coming so fast, one move, but I ran. It's how do I explain what I'm trying to say? Speed is like the thing that makes routes deadly. Imagine if I ran a 10 flat. Does it matter on my route running skills? If I ran a 10 and a 40, route running ain't even a conversation. Does that make sense? So the slower you are, the less route running is even a relevance. The slower you are, route running is even less relevant because you ain't fooling nobody. What makes route running deadly is great fast speed doing it. Hopefully that makes sense. If it don't, I'm sorry. That's how that works, man. The slower you are, the less route running becomes important. 5-yard out. I ran it good. No, you ain't fooling nobody. You slow. You slow. Straight up. But it comes less important. Route running is really, man, you're a fast guy. You don't know which way they going. One little move, cutting back the other way, running your routes and disguising them. It's harder to disguise your route the slower you are. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. That's what I'm trying to say. It's harder to disguise your route the slower you are. Hopefully that makes sense to some of y'all. I know the general logic. No, route running is everything. But the slower you are, the harder it is to disguise the route. That's just clear. That's all right, Oscar. For those who I'm not making sense to right now, go take a guy there, go take an offensive lineman that run a 5.5, and go take a wide receiver that run a 4.5. The slower you are, the harder it is to disguise the route. EM said, TD, I disagree. Well, I knew you would, because you're going to go off the basic principle of wide receivership. And listen, I don't have all I'm trying to say to y'all is this right or wrong? The slower you are, the harder it is to disguise a route. Is that right or wrong? That's all I want to know. Or you could disguise a route running a 6 and a 40. Just my thoughts. That part is right. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. It's harder to disguise a route. Who's going to be more effective in route running? A 4.4 guy or a 5.0 guy? The harder it is to get separation. That too. But again, that's the whole notion of you coming at a corner and a corner waiting on you to make your first move. If that move is slow, it's easier for the corner to identify what you're about to do. Look at, and also it's your body type too. Tall, big, linky guys. That's why Gesicki, he don't run great crisp routes. Tall, linky is hard to disguise your moves. It's really hard to disguise your moves. It also depends on the player know-how. I'm sure you got some big guys that move slow that just have quick little agility and and stuff like that. I just feel like, and again, maybe I'm beyond wrong here, but when I just look at general common sense, the slower you are, it would make sense that it's harder to disguise what you're trying to do. If you're on a comeback route and you top heavy, it's harder to get lower, and just to make that stop on the dime, you gotta get lower. Bam, the corner knows what you're doing. It's easier to identify what you're trying to do. Can we agree the Jets are becoming a threat? Hence Richie's orgasm during the draft, calling out Tyreek and Stephon. LOL. They're getting better. But let me say this. Well, we got a round table tomorrow night. We have a round table tomorrow night. How about that? Maybe that'll help. We're going to talk to these guys. We're going to be on Dan Mitchell's channel at 7 p.m. Round table tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to go at it. We already been going at it. I'm ready for tomorrow. Y'all better come back me up too. 7 p.m. tomorrow evening. Dan Mitchell's channel. Roundtable, AFC East. Me, Dan, Master at Works, and Richie. We getting down, baby. They already been put on notice. It's Super Bowl time, baby. Super Bowl time. TD, quickness and speed are two different things. I agree. Quickness gets you to top speed. Speed leaves people in the dust. Landry and Jerry Rice were slower wide receivers, but they had way more quickness to get separation at the breaks. Yeah, I agree with that. I see what you're saying. In that regards. I just feel like it makes it easier for a corner to identify what you're trying to do, though. Doesn't mean they're going to stop you from doing it. Super Bowl time. That's right, Vlad. Dolphins Super Bowl time. You better get ready for it. So we do have the round table tomorrow. All right. Matter of fact, what time is it? 1:46. Do I have time for this stream right now? Yeah, I got time. Listen, I'm about to start a whole new stream. Y'all come back in like 3 minutes. I'm gonna start a whole new stream. We got to talk about the latest update with Tua Tagovailoa. Tua's trainer Nick Hicks, the owner of Perform Sports, saying that he's back to Bama Tua, if not stronger. We're gonna talk about that next. Y'all come on through. Y'all already know what time it is. Y'all come on through. We're gonna talk about this real quick, and we'll be good. All right. Again, hit that like button on your way out. I am about to load that next stream. But I want to have this conversation. So this should be fun. He needs to stop. Well, this should be fun. I mean, who knows? Maybe. We'll see. We'll see. We shall see. All right. Anyway, y'all come back in less than 5 minutes. I'm about to load this stream now. I'm gonna go grab me something to drink and then I'm gonna load it up. Peace. See you soon.